Shalom, family. We'll be continuing in the book of St. John. We'll be reading chapters 15 and 16. When you're ready, you can go ahead and read. Yeah.
Okay, St. John chapter 15, starting at verse 1. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit.
Salaki, so Yahawashi is letting his disciples know that in this walk, you're going to be perfected. Okay? You don't stay stagnant, but even those who make a sacrifice to do good, the Father is going to do his work in you that you might be even the more perfected. Can you check it out for me?
Yeah.
Bear with me,
Angelica.
Yes.
Hold on. Hello? Hello? Angelica. It wasn't her. Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay. It was
Okay.
She's been
Angelica, feel free if you do have something to say it, okay?
Okay.
All right. You can continue.
Okay. Verse 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, abide in me, and
I in you.
it doesn't have the I in it, but I know it should say, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned.
Salaki, so Yahawashi is saying that I am the vine, or I am the tree, I am the plant, okay, which has the roots. You're simply the branch, okay? A branch of itself cannot bear fruit. So a branch just on the ground isn't going to produce, apples and oranges and all manner of fruit. It doesn't happen like that. When a branch is separated from the tree, separated from the plant, separated from the vine, it has no power of itself. And he makes that plain to them. So don't think you can go out here and do whatever you want. You need me. I'm vital to your success. Without me, you will cease to be. Just as when the Father cuts a branch off of that vine or off that tree, it's withered. It's fruitless. It's worthless. And then what happens? He gathers all of those bundles of sticks and he casts them into the fire as firewood. That's it. Either you're going to bear fruit on the vine or you're going to be firewood. If you be spiritual. Either you're going to bear spiritual fruit and you're going to do the works of the Father and you're going to magnify the name of Yahawashi and be worthy of the kingdom, or you're going to be wicked, you're going to continue to transgress and ultimately be burned with fire. You firewood. We want to be fruit-bearing branches, not fit for the fire. We don't want to be firewood out here, okay? Go on.
7. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, you shall ask what you will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. So shall ye be my disciples.
Salakia, so Yahawashi is saying the Father desires you to bear much fruit, okay? He wants you to bear a lot of fruit. Not just, one little morsel here or one there. He wants you to be abundant in fruit, bearing much fruit. This is what the Father desires. For when he plants the vine, the plant, the tree, he's expecting there to be much branches. How do you recognize a healthy tree? When it has many branches and much leaves and fruit upon said branches, so that you recognize this is a healthy tree. But what determines a tree not being healthy? When it don't have a lot of branches, or they're broken, or they're feeble looking, or you ain't no fruit on it. It's supposed to be in the season where fruit is growing and it's withered. That tree is no good. It's chopped down and thrown in the fire. So we are his disciples. We are to abide in Yahawashi so that we are as healthy branches who are connected to the vine, connected to the power source, that through him we might bear much fruit. And the Father is magnified through that, because he's magnified through the Son. And then the Son is blessed through us doing the will. Okay? So when the Father, as the husbandman, come out into his orchard, come out into his garden, and he's seeing that the plants that he planted are yielding much fruit, he is well pleased. But when he come out and he's put all this effort, right? Think about sending his Son, right? For us. Grace and all these things have been applied to his people, his chosen race. He's planted, he's toiled, he's done all this stuff to bring forth, fruit yielding seed, or fruit yielding trees rather. He comes out into his orchard, comes out into his garden. He's put all the work in, and you know what I'm saying? Moth eaten and withered and fallen over. Man, this ain't no good. You have to yank it up from the root, and this ain't nothing, there's no good in it. Only good for firewood. Go on.
Verse 9. As the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you. Continue in my love. If you keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
Shalaki, so he's talking about the law of Moses. He's not talking about some, secret Jesus rules, okay, that are separate from the commandments that were given from the beginning. These are the same things. He has reiterated throughout his ministry. I come not to do away with the laws and the prophets. I come to fulfill. Go on.
11. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, and if ye do whatsoever I command you, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his master doth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
Salaki, so Yahawashi is manifesting the love that he has for his brethren. You're not a slave, you're not a servant, to where you are not privy to the motives, the intent, the works of the master, but you are my friends. And when one has a friend and he's excited about something, what does he do? He goes and reveals his heart to his friend, because he cares for his friend and he wants to impart whatever it is he has to his friend. And he's saying, whatever the Father has given me, I want to share with you, because y'all my boys. But you only are truly my friend, you only really my boy if you keep my commandments, if you hearken to my words. That exists in any relationship. How can two walk together except they be agreed? So we can't be friends, we can't be cool if you don't respect me as a man, and respect my wishes, and respect my desires. Okay, you can't call yourself my friend and then trample on my convictions and my beliefs and the things that are important to me. You're no friend of mine. But if you my friend, if you my boy, then you're going to receive my words and abide in me, that you may abide in my love. Because everything the Father's given me, I'm prepared to give to y'all. Y'all my boys, man. You're my boy. I'm going to give it to you. No problem. But you got to keep these commandments, though. Go on.
16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that you love one another. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Salakia. So if the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you. Okay, you're not special. You know, this is not a unique situation. The world despises me because the world is in darkness. So if you follow after me and keep these commandments, you're going to receive the same sort of treatment that I've received. You're going to receive the same treatment. The world is going to hate you. They're going to seek to kill you the same as they seek to kill me. Go on.
19. If you were of the world will love his own.
Salakia, if you were in the world and doing everything that the world is doing, the world will have no problem with you. The world receives their own. But you're not of the world. So the world despises that which is not of itself. You're of me, so I receive you. But the world don't want to have nothing to do with you. So be prepared. I'm preparing y'all because I know my time is at hand. I'm getting ready to perform the deed that must be done. I have come into this hour to die for the nation. And when I go, the Comforter shall come in my place. But know that you shall go out among wolves, among the wicked, and the world is not going to receive you. They're not going to make a banquet for you and receive you they're going to despise you. So you must equip yourself with the courage and with the boldness and with faith to do the works of the Father. Go on.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
They don't know the Father. Go on.
If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin.
Salakia, so it reminds me of what Apostle Paul talks about in the book of Romans. And what the law does, it shows you your sin. And so Yahweh Shai, being the word, being the embodiment of the law of liberty, the law of righteousness, he spoke these words and reproved them by the simple fact that he spoke them. Now they have no excuse. They have no cloak for their sin. They can't hide behind the ignorance rather that they didn't know. Now you know, and you're going to be judged accordingly. Go on.
Verse 23. He that hateth me hateth my Father also. If I had not done among thee the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning.
Salaki, so the Holy Ghost is going to come and bear witness. Okay? The Holy Ghost is not going to come and say something off. The Spirit is in, conjunction with the Son and with the Father. So the Spirit is not going to tell you something that's off. Going to guide you in truth and bring to your remembrance all the things that Mashiach has already told you. And you have an added benefit because you've been with me this entire ministry. You know the things that I taught to you out of my own mouth. So when the Spirit come and bring these things to your remembrance, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember. He did tell me that. So now you're comforted, you're aided, you're being assisted by the Spirit. Go on.
Chapter 16. These things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yeah, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth Yahweh service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me.
Salakia. Let's not only think about this in terms of biblical times. Let's think about that now. Okay? Let's think about the Ku Klux Klan. All right? Who call themselves, they profess to be Christians. And they love the Lord, and they love God, and they love Jesus, and they'll kill a nigger in the name of the Lord. I'm dead serious. They think they're doing the Lord's work. They think they're doing God's work. Every nigger that they can exterminate off the face of the earth is a benefit to the earth.
They are doing their God.
Yeah, they're doing their God, their Father's work. But they think they know the Most High Yahweh. They don't know. They're going to be in for a rude awakening. When that nigga with nappy fro and the flames in his eyes and the sword bathed in heaven come and meet them on their doorstep. They're going to be, very mistaken. They're going to seek to kill you, believing that they're doing the service of God, doing the service of the Lord. Think about that, man. Think about all the people who have such vitriol in their heart and hatred, utter hatred for the chosen people of Yahweh. And think about our people. We don't do no evil unto Esau or into these other nations. We're too concerned in trying to assimilate and fit in. We don't want to do y'all no harm. Now we'll kill each other. But we don't want to do the white man no harm. But he hates us with a perpetual hatred, as is said in the book of Ezekiel. But they're going to kill you. They're going to maim you, destroy you, hang you from the noose, burn you with fire, bury you alive, strap you to a horse and pull you, torture you, do all types of stuff in the name of God. Good old boys. Go on.
Verse 4. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you.
Salakia, so when I was with you, I didn't need to tell you this stuff. Okay? You were in my company, you were under my protection, you were under my guidance and tutelage. I didn't need to share with you this stuff. But now we're getting to, if you think about it, if this be a school, right? If the time that you spent with me, from the time I chose you from your work and brought you into the fold and brought you into this thing, and you followed me for all these years, think of it like school. Now we're getting to the end. My work here on earth is coming to an end. So at the end of the school year, or the end of your schooling, there's a graduation. Okay, and at the time of the graduation, now it's time for me to impart unto you wisdom as you move on to the next phase of your learning, of your growth, of this process. Okay, when you're still in the classroom, you know what I'm saying? You have certain aids at your disposal. But now when you graduate and you move on from that, now you're kind of on your own. And you have to remember the things that you've been taught. Go on.
5. But now I go my way to him that sent me, and none of you asketh me, whither goest thou? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow hath filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter will not come unto you.
Salakia. So again, think of it like a school year, and graduation and being at the end of the school year. When you go through the school year, you make friends, you get accustomed to how things are. And then when the school year is ending, you might feel a little sad because it's ending. And what you knew will be no more. You'll be moving on to something different. And there's a bit of an unknown. He said, so I'm telling you right now, now that you're coming to the point of graduation, okay, and you're going to be promoted to another phase in this walk, and I go away, and what we've been experiencing for these 3.5 years with you guys with me will be no more. But the Comforter shall come, and your hearts are filled with sorrow. The school year's almost up. It's June. Graduation is coming. You don't want to leave your friends. You don't want this to end. You want it to keep on going, but it is expedient. You can't stay in high school for the rest of your life. You got to eventually graduate and grow up. You have to learn more. You have to grow and mature spiritually, if you be spiritual in what I'm saying to you. We all enjoyed high school in its time. But then as you become a mature man or mature woman, you recognize that high school had its place. But when you're 25, you're 35, 45, 55, whatever, that you can't go back to those old years. You have to progressively learn and grow. So think about that in a spiritual way. It's time to graduate. My disciples, it's time. And in that, I'm going to leave and go back to the Father. But don't be afraid, for I shall send the Comforter to teach you the things, or bring into remembrance the things that you were taught by me. Go on.
But if I depart, I will send him unto you. Verse 8. And when he is come, he will reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment. Of sin, because they believe not on me. Of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more. Of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged.
Satan, he's judged. Okay? So his end is before him. He's just playing it out. Go on.
12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and will show you things to come. And he shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you. All things that the Father hath are mine. Therefore said I that he shall take of mine, and shall show it unto you. A little while, and ye shall not see me. And again a little while, and ye shall see me, because I go to the Father. Then said some of his disciples among themselves, What is this that he saith unto us? A little while, and ye shall not see me, and again a little while, and ye shall see me, and because I go to the Father. They said therefore, What is this that he saith? A little while. We cannot tell what he saith.
Salakia, so the disciples been with him all this time and still don't understand. They don't get it, man. They don't get it. You know? Sometimes it's hard when you're still in school. You're learning these different things. You're learning algebra. You're learning all of these different techniques and, lessons. It don't make no sense to you then. It makes no sense. Like, man, why I gotta do this? I'm doing all the homework, doing the exams and all this stuff. It seems frivolous. Like, why do I have to do this? But it's not until you graduate, you get out in the real world, and not necessarily algebra, but some of the things that you learn in school, you start to apply in your life. And then you see the value in it. Or for myself, coming into this truth, right? And as you're starting to break down the scriptures and looking at geography and looking at world history, which I always enjoyed world history, more than American history, which is interesting. I always enjoyed world history. But it had its place. It's like you learn it in school. It's fascinating for its time, and then you put it out of your mind. I can care less. Once I remember it for the exam, why do I need to keep it in my brain? Just get rid of that and put basketball in there. You know what I'm saying? Kid stuff. But then, now I'm in this truth, and I'm more fascinated in this stuff, and the history. And then it's like, man, I wish I paid more attention in school. I wish I took more of an effort to study this stuff and really have it in my mind. But see, that didn't happen until years after I graduated. So these disciples are going through it. They're still, it's like it's May, okay? Not quite June. Haven't quite walked the stage and got their diploma. Because he said, there's some things I need to tell you, but I'll have to wait until you graduate. for you to understand these things. And they still don't get it. Like, what are he talking about? A little while, and then what is he saying? He tripping. What is he talking about? They don't get it until they'll be mature in the spirit, being the apostles going out and preaching unto their brethren, to the 12 tribes, until they'll be mature to understand these are the things that Mashiach was telling us. Now the Spirit is giving us greater understanding. Now I get it. You don't get it when you in 10th grade. You don't get it. You may not get it until you in your 20s. You may not get it until you're in your 30s. You may not understand these things. Because when you're a kid, all you do is think about girls, or for girls, guys, and having fun and all of that. It's not until you mature where you understand what these things truly mean, if you be spiritual. Go on.
Verse 19. Now Yahushua knew that they were desirous to ask him, and said unto them, Do you inquire among yourselves of that I said, A little while, and ye shall not see me, and again, a little while, and you shall see me? Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. And ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man taketh from you.
That's confidence and faith. Once you see Mashiach resurrected, fulfilling all of the prophecies as well as the things he declared of himself months and years prior, you will be filled with joy. That sorrow you will remember no more. Okay? Once you get past that first summer when you graduate from high school and you start to get into the routine of what it means to be a young adult now and be on your own, you move out, you go to college or whatever the case may be, you forget, that those feelings of missing high school, because you know that you're moving on to greater things if you be spiritual. So right now, you feel with sorrow. Right now, you don't want to graduate. You want school to just keep going on. But it is expedient that I go. You can't reach the level that the Father expects for you until you graduate. You can't keep going through the same process. You gotta get to a point where you are maturing so you can graduate from that level and move on to the next level. And from that level, move on to the next level. That we are growing in the grace and knowledge of Yahushua Mashiach, receiving understanding through the Spirit. That we're not in this truth for years and years and years and still drinking milk. You can't drink milk all day. Don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing. You can't drink milk all day. You gotta have you gotta develop an appetite for real food. You gotta grow up. Go on.
23. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he will give it you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name. Ask, and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. These things have I spoken unto you in Proverbs. The time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in Proverbs, but I shall show you plainly of the Father. At that day ye shall ask in my name, and I say not unto you that I will pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loveth you, because ye have loved me, and have believed that I came out from Yahweh. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world. Again I leave the world, and go to the Father. His disciples said unto him, Lo, now speakest thou plainly, and speakest no proverb. Now are we sure that thou knowest all things, and needest not that any man should ask thee. By this we believe that thou camest forth from Yahweh. Yahushua answered them, Do ye now believe?
Salakia. So you needed me to break things down in order for you to understand. Okay? He asked them many times before, do you believe? And they said that they did. But it's, they don't get it. They really don't get it. They're still in high school. They're still in their schooling. And Yahweh Shai is having to suffer with them. In moments when their faith lacked. Okay, when they were lacking in faith. He said, how much longer must I suffer with you people? Faithless generation. How long have I been with you? Y'all still asking the same old question, still having doubt in your heart? Oh, now you plainly tell us. Now we know what you're talking about. Now we believe. Oh, now you believe, huh? You said you believed last year. When is it going to happen when you really going to believe? You don't need me to, give you this, this breakdown in order for you to understand what I'm saying. When is it going to happen when you're going to truly believe me? That's why I can't tell you everything right now. I have to wait till you get to a mature place in order for you to receive it. If I told you it now, it would go right over your head. It would be a detriment to your spiritual growth. So I have to wait until you mature a little bit more, and then I can share these things with you. Go on.
Verse 32. Behold, the hour cometh, yea, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world.
So Yahweh Shai is saying you're going to be scattered. Okay? Now, he is referring to at the time of his death, okay, that there was fear that came upon the disciples, because if Yahweh Shai is dead, you know that they're going to come after all of the followers of Yahweh Shai and try to persecute them, have them jailed or put to death. And so they scattered themselves. They were in hiding. They were shook. They didn't know what was going to happen. Dang, Yahweh Shai died? I don't know what's going on. Let me hide in the basement until everything died down, till the smoke clear. Okay? But even furthermore, he said that ye shall be scattered as a people. He said tribulation shall come. Not just to the apostles who are doing the work, but unto the generations thereafter. But don't be afraid, for I have overcome the world. So all we got to do is put our trust in the Most High, believe on Yahweh Shai, and keep these commandments. The world's going to hate us. He already reiterated that. Don't worry. Don't marvel. Marvel not. For the world hated me first. And if you seek to do my will and follow after me, then they're going to hate you too. Be sure of that. I can vouch for that. You're going to be hated of the world. So faint not. Keep the faith. You're getting to the end of your graduation. I've told you, and you put it in parables, that my time is coming for me to die. I don't think y'all really understand that, even though I've told y'all many times. And y'all going to cry. You're going to be scattered. You're going to feel hopeless. But for a little while, I'll be gone. And then in a little while, you'll see me again. And then I go to my Father. So he had to kind of break it down so that they could understand. Okay?